Listen to this, guys. A former secret agent from the CIA sharing some dirty secrets of government and how do they benefit from Israel. Let's just say it that way. Let's watch the video and talk about it.
Governments understand that Israel's doing everybody a favor. When Israel attacked and degraded Iran, it helped everybody who counted. It helped America. It helped Saudi Arabia. It helped Qatar. It helped Bahrain. It helped UAE. It helped everybody. Governmentally speaking, when they degraded Iran, it helped everybody when they neutralized Hezbollah. It helped everybody when they neutralized Hamas. It helped everybody when they attacked the Houthis. So Israel gets to keep doing shit that other people like, governments like, even though the protesters don't like it. Israel made a mistake when they started going into Syria because the powers that be didn't want Israel in Syria. Saudi Arabia didn't want that. UAE didn't want that. America didn't want that. So they overstepped their boundaries and they had to correct themselves.
Let me explain something here. What he's saying here is crucial. It's not that America didn't want that or the West didn't want that. Because let's be honest, Syria was a Christian land. It's been colonized, occupied by Islam, and now all the minorities are being oppressed in Syria and are literally being extinct. As we're speaking, there's minorities there that either got extinct already or are about to get extinct. So in terms of the West, Israel might be also benefiting the West by freeing Syria from the grasp of Islam, or at least the minorities, giving them a chance to live their life and have some freedom. But who doesn't want that? And he said it very right. The guy here, sometimes I doubt if he's really from the CIA or not, because sometimes he say things that I feel like, okay, just trying to sound cool and popular. But a lot of other times, the guy is actually a smart guy. He's talking a lot of smart things and he have a good insight about world politics. So go check him out. I think it's a very interesting guy to follow. In the Quran, the world is divided to two. Dar al-Harb, Dar al-Islam. The house of war, the house of Islam. Every place that is under Sharia law is the house of Islam. Every place that is not under Sharia law is called the house of war, which is called a jihad, a holy effort to go and conquer that place and bring it under Sharia law. Losing a land that was already under Islam is a terrible thing. It's a terrible thing, and usually what it represents in the eyes of Islam, that they're not practicing their faith properly like the Prophet Muhammad wanted, and that was one of the punishments from God. So they need to go back to the Muslim Ummah and, reclaim this land back. A lot of these Arab countries, liking each other or not, Shia and Sunni, Iran, Saudi Arabia, Lebanon, Jordan, Egypt, all these countries, all the time, Turkey, one thing they're unanimously on the same side here is they don't want to lose Muslim land. In their eyes, the war never stopped. Islam need to conquer the world. Israel going right now and taking parts of Syria and freeing Syria from the hands of Islam suddenly becomes a big no-no, and then you start having a lot of pressure and a lot of money that goes into the US governments and European institutions and etc. to push Israel from doing that, and that is what happened in my eyes in Syria. Let's continue.
So they did us all a favor and they attacked Iran. They did the same thing with Qatar. Nobody talks about this. When they attacked Qatar, they made everybody happy. Qatar is the country that is the finance hub of extremism worldwide. Yes, they also have the largest military base in the center of CENTCOM.
Right.
But
maybe, just stay with me. Israel attacking Qatar was known to America, was approved by America. They played like they didn't know about it for the exact reason of bringing Qatar to the side of Team America rather than the side of Team Russia, Team China, Team Radical World Jihad. How did that happen? When Israel went and attacked Qatar, it showed Qatar that they are a very fragile, very weak nation, that they have no capability of defending themselves from Israel. And if they keep playing these games with Israel, Israel can literally destroy that whole country, their whole economy, the whole regime very, very fast. They realize, oh my God, we've been playing with the pros here. We've been going free for too long, promoting terrorism, doing all kind of stuff. And there's a point here that Israel just started going Liam Neeson on the people that are trying to harm Israel. And Qatar felt that, oh my God. And then Qatar ran to America, started giving a lot of money, and America made some kind of a deal with them. We will protect you, but you stay on our side. So who knows if that was also playing to the hands of America in that aspect, and Israel reminding Qatar that they're very fragile, and that just remember, if you keep playing this game, you can pay a heavy price. You have no way of stopping Israel. You have no way of stopping Iran from, attacking you. You're a very fragile, small country. A poodle that is barking very loud and have a lot of money, but you're still a poodle. That's just one thought of maybe how Israel attacking Qatar actually played to the hands of America. Let's keep watching.
yes, they also have the largest military base in the center of CENTCOM.
Right.
But they are a dirty, tricky country. And they support terrorism by having loose financial laws that fund terrorism. And they are also the home of Al Jazeera, which is the single largest reaching news source in the world that is actually favorably predisposed to Islamic extremism.
Al Jazeera is undoubtedly the most important propaganda tool right now for terrorism, for radical jihad. The goggles that they see the world should tell you everything about it. Whenever Hamas does a terrorist attack, they paint it as freedom fighters. Whenever the West is trying to fight it, they paint it as colonizations and oppression. So their goggles are very clear, pro-jihad, pro-terrorism. Surprisingly enough, their goggles are not that different than CNN and all these channels view the world. Either way, that's a very, very interesting insight about Israel. I've been saying this for a long time, and bear with me. Israel did the same thing when Saddam Hussein wanted to build a nuclear bomb. Everybody was telling Israel, no, don't do it, don't do it. You're just a warmonger, don't go and do it. Israel said, no, heck no, we're not going to let him have a nuclear weapon. He's going to destroy us first, and then he's going to come and try to attack you guys. So we're doing all of you a favor. And they went and attacked and destroyed that nuclear facility. And later on, the entire world went and thanked Israel. When they saw how Saddam Hussein used chemical weapons, mustard weapons, gas weapons, against his own people, against all the Arab nations around, everybody realized that that man should never have a nuclear capability. And thanks to Israel, he doesn't have. Same thing with Iran right now. Thanks to Israel, Iran is further back from achieving the nuclear weapon. Obviously, they're still working on it. Obviously, they still want it. Obviously, I think it's the greatest interest for America not to have it, because remind you guys, in Islam, the Jews were never the main enemy. The biggest enemy, the final boss, was always Christianity. They were the ones that stopped Islam from conquering the world. They were the one that, because of them, Islam failed, because they literally went, the Templars, the Knights, just went and stopped Islam from conquering Europe and conquering Western civilization that we have. And remind you, America came out of Europe, and everything that we have today, Western civilization, came out of Europe, came out of Christianity, came out of the Romans, came out of the Greeks, and you see how it goes, came out from the Jews. So there's some kind of a lineage there that went and got heavily threatened by Islam that came and tried to take it, and then they went and fought and pushed it away. So until today, Islam sees Christianity as its biggest enemy, or if you don't like the word enemy, then we can use it as the biggest contendant about ruling the world. Who is going to rule the world, the Christians or the Muslims? Mind you that a lot of the Christians don't see themselves as Christians anymore, but in Islam, they still see you as Christian. Germany is a Christian nation, America is a Christian nation, Europe is Christian. Even though most Europeans and many, many Americans don't see themselves as Christian anymore, Britain, no one almost sees themselves as Christian anymore. They see the UK as a Christian nation. They're going and buying their churches, invading the UK, taking down this Christian nation. So in their eyes, Christianity was and still is the big Satan, the big enemy. America is the big Satan, the big enemy. So once these nations will have their power and capabilities and Israel will be out of the way, who do you think is going to be next? So undoubtedly, anyone in the West that understands that, know that Israel is doing a favor to the West, knowing that Israel is doing a favor to America, to Europe, to all the Western countries in the world by actually fighting the real enemy. And that's why I say many times, Israel is like the Night Watch in Game of Thrones. They're a bit far from the house games that are happening in King's Landing, but they're standing on the wall and they're holding against hordes of night walkers who want to come and just conquer planet Earth and destroy it. Meanwhile, whenever they go to King's Landing, they look down at people, don't like them because they're gritty, they're full of mud, they're full of blood, they're always fighting, they're always standing in the front line fighting for everyone, doing the dirty job for planet Earth. Meanwhile, planet Earth is being ungrateful and keep condemning them, mocking them, and calling them names. But everybody knows deep inside that if they fall, we're the next. We're the next one. So the decision makers, the kings, they know that Israel's on the front line of the battle between democracy and forces that want to come and destroy democracy. Israel is fighting the war for the West, and they know that, but they're very comfortable not liking Israel and appeasing to their people, who are, many of them are just ignorant and have no idea what they're calling for. Extreme example of ignorance is Queer for Palestine, or feminists today that are for Palestine or for jihad. The whole romance that you have between white Western feminist women to jihad and Islam is just bizarre. So they might see as Israel is a bad guys, take them down. But if Israel fall down, they will go back to the kitchen, they'll become sex slaves, and their daughters will be, full of burqas and will not be able, like, every freedom and right that they want to stand for will be oppressed in a second. So One of the ones that are holding that door right now is Israel, and they're doing the entire West a favor. Anyway, don't forget, guys, do the like, share, subscribe if you enjoy this content. Also, go and check my Patreon. I want to remind you that for us content creators, this is the way to help us keep doing videos for you by helping this channel keep growing. So do the like, share, subscribe, hit the bell so you get notification when videos come if you find my content worthy. And also go and check the Patreon where you can find practical direct ways to help support my work, because after all, I am doing this for free and out of my own free time with a lot of joy. I love what I'm doing, and I'm doing it for myself and for you. And for my kid, actually. I just can't wait for my kid one day to see some of the crazy videos that his father is doing. But bottom line is, go and check these options, see if you want to help and support this channel. But until then, just a reminder, don't do anything stupid.